Good morning everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Hope you had a really good Saturday and hope you have a really good Sunday. So as you can see, we're diving into the Bitcoin chart on the 4-hourly time frame here. As you can see, we were targeting this high here. Okay, you can see that we got all the way up to that high there and we got rejected. Okay, so unfortunately it looks like we failed to make that high, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we are going down. Okay, we need to look at some price structure and data for Bitcoin here. We are still really bullish. Okay, even if we went down, we would still be making a higher low on the daily time frame there. So what we do need to pay attention to here is, guys, because you can see we're potentially forming this head and shoulder that we have been looking at in the channel here, this left shoulder, the neck, the head there, sorry, and this potential right shoulder. Yesterday in the channel I did say we were forming this symmetrical type triangle when we're looking to a break to the upside, which could potentially see us push up and take out that high. So as you can see, we broke out the channel there and we did push up, but we got rejected up there. Okay, so and then we fell through and we fell all the way down here. So what we're looking at the moment, you know, is this support line here. Okay, if we was to start hugging this support line and fall through it, then yeah, you would be looking at a head and shoulders pattern here. This is what you're looking at. It's kind of weird to see, but it's from this sort of angle there, guys, that this is the neckline of the head and shoulders. That's the left shoulder, the head, and then potentially forming the right shoulder. So you sort of do something like this and then you break down, and we have a target down there. I think it's roughly length, guys, from there to there, and wherever you break out is your target. Okay, so you know, if you was break out today, you'd be looking at a 50k Bitcoin, which to be honest with you, a lot of analysts are looking at 50k Bitcoin. So perhaps this is actually going to play out as a head and shoulders. But what I want to bring to your attention is, you know, we made a video in the channel a few days ago saying that Bitcoin is following a very similar pattern to what it did in the previous bull run. You know, it went up at 60k, come back down, corrected, got the bounce off 53k, and this was a pattern spotted by Mariah Monetize. Okay, I did give her a link to her in her channel at the time, and on that particular video we did say that what Bitcoin has done, it's gone up, it's topped out, created its high, will come back down to the 53k, would have another go at the high, get rejected, and would come back down to the daily 20 EMA, get a bounce before it takes out a new high and pushing towards 79k, which was our target. So, you know, potentially, you know, if this was to get a bounce here, okay, if this wasn't to fall down here, then that still could potentially be on the cards. But what we need to pay attention to, there's a lot of metrics that are pointing towards the end of this bull run, given certain statistics like the Bitcoin Pi cycle, the Newpool chart, and other charts as well, that are saying if we go up any more, it's potentially the end of the bull run. So we may be in for this cool off where we do go down to that 50k Bitcoin, validating this head and shoulders, where we do need to get that reset, cool off for a bit, guys, get them charts reset so we can just keep marching forward. But failing that, if we was to follow that exact same pattern as the previous cycle, then you could expect to bounce off a daily 20 EMA. So we'll take a look at the daily 20 EMA right now. So on the daily, then, this is the 20 EMA, the yellow line here, guys. Okay, so what we've done is we ain't quite touched it if you look, so we could yet still come down and get that bounce off that 20 EMA today before we get the move up. So that's something that you do need to keep an eye on, okay, right, in the daily time frame there is 20 EMA, because potentially we are looking at a retest of that, okay, which currently sits at 55,189. So that is where you might see Bitcoin bottom out at the moment, which would theoretically not reset the charts as much as we would like, but you could see that bounce there before we get that push up and take out that previous high up here, and then march on towards 79k. So that's basically Bitcoin, guys. Just keep an eye on. You've got two sort of things that could play out. We get a bounce off this 55 at the 20 EMA on the daily, get the bounce. You can almost say we got a bounce there, that wick, but it's hard to say. Keep an eye on it. So that level is there, 55,118, 188. So we could come down and get that bounce, okay, and get that bounce and refuel the rocket ships and just push on, take out that high and make that new high up there at 79k that we've targeted in the channel. So that's basically Bitcoin. If we jump in on the 1 hourly here, so on the 1 hourly you can see that we've come back down, and we may start and support this diamond support line now. This is a diamond support line. If we was to fall through that, guys, you would see us come down and drop down to that 50k Bitcoin. But what you don't want to see is a cascade of multiple bear flags. Okay, so we've got that bear flag there, we've got that bear flag there, It broke down, so you may start and see another bear flag there, which sees us push down towards this sort of wherever it breaks out, push down towards this neckline, this diamond support line, trail along that for a little bit before we do break down to that 50k. So do keep an eye on the daily time frame there, guys. If we lose that daily 20 EMA, which is just there, okay, then I would expect us to go down to that diamond support line and drop down to that level there at 50k. And you know, you may even see us push down further and touch the 55 EMA after that, okay, which again would be perfectly healthy, because you can see what it's doing is it's making a higher low, okay, in this whole move on the daily time frame. Okay, you can see this is just a higher low, okay, so it's still healthy if we was to come down to that level, guys. And you can see we did touch the 55 EMA down there a long time ago now at 20. That was back at the 22nd of January, so less than 2 months ago we actually did correct and touched that 55 EMA in a continuation trend. So for me personally, if Bitcoin was to come as low as that 55, then that would be an absolutely amazing buy zone, okay, a really good buy zone for Bitcoin. But failing that, you know, we have got the test off. We've got a kind of wick off the 20 EMA here on the daily time frame. See, we've almost got that wick off for daily, not quite, so that is still potentially on the cards. Get that bounce, up we go and take out that high. So I'm just going to take a quick look at Ethereum. So right now on the daily, guys, we can see that Ethereum has wicked down to this support line that we've been targeting in the channel. This is a rock solid support. If we was to lose that, you would see us push down to this 1559 that we have been targeting the channel for a few days now. On the daily, you can see we are potentially forming this head and shoulders, and we are testing the support line now. So what we'll do, we'll jump into the 4 hourly. So on the 4 hourly, you can see we are kind of bounced off this support line. This is a really strong support line, okay, guys. If we lose that, then you could potentially see us push down to that 1559 head and validate this head and shoulders pattern that we have been targeting on the channel here. And if you was to wait for the break of this support line, which currently sits at roughly 1755, if we was to get a close below that, then you could potentially be looking at a possible short from that position down to that 1559. That would be an 11% trade, okay, to go short on Ethereum, and you can get a leverage trading. So you know, potentially 10x would be 110%, so effectively a double your risk, so to speak, with a short there on Ethereum. Okay, so that's Ethereum. We just got to hold up here and get a bounce off this support line. If we was, then yeah, we need to push up and make a higher high than that to invalidate this head and shoulders, because you could see a bounce here. Okay, you could see a bounce and we push up above these EMAs again and back test, but then we fall through again. So this is a really important area to keep an eye on. If we fall through that, head and shoulders validated. If we bounce off and push up and take out this high up here at 1945, then yeah, we're gonna invalidate this head and shoulders, and we'll be marching on to that previous high there at 2039, guys. So that's Ethereum. I'll just take a quick look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, guys. So with Ethereum versus Bitcoin, you can see we've come up along this resistance line here. It was acting as support there, fell through it, acting as resistance. We got back through it, and then we fell through it again. But we did come up against it, okay. And what we've done here is hit our head on the 55 EMA here on the 4 hourly time frame. You can see we almost closed above it, but we got rejected, and we are getting pushed down now. So Ethereum is still caught in this bear trend, in this downtrend against Bitcoin. Okay, we are still kind of in this falling wedge pattern. We did look to have broken out of it just there. Okay, you may still potentially see us come back test this as support, move on against Bitcoin, which would be nice. Okay, so that's potentially not off the cards, okay, for Ethereum. We did break out of this falling wedge, which is positive, but as you can see, we pushed up and we've got rejected off this 55 EMA. So it is a very important time for alts against Bitcoin, guys. Okay, if we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart and we see what's going on in there in a moment. But for Ethereum versus Bitcoin, watch this space. Anything is capable. Okay, this is a 4 hourly time frame. What you do need to see on the 4 hour is get above this 55, back test it as support, okay, and move on, because we have broken out of this falling wedge, which is positive against Bitcoin. Okay, you can see we've been caught in this downtrend and this wedge, and you can see that the EMAs is starting to curl a little bit. Okay, and if we have a look at the MACD, If we look at the MACD, we've gone bullish on the MACD there. We've formed a bullish cross. We're under the MACD. We're just turning bullish. So Ethereum could potentially pick up, okay, get a bounce off that support line, of that neckline, not validate, and then make that high and invalidate that head and shoulders, and Ethereum picks up and carries the alts with it. So we could potentially be on the cusp of that alt season, guys. We'll take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Wow, so you can see that Bitcoin dominance has dropped out of this now, okay? We had some scam week yesterday. We posted it in this group and no one could quite explain what this was, but you could see we fell all the way out and got brought back up, which is incredible strength for Bitcoin. I think that's when Bitcoin was trying to make that high and invalidate that head and shoulders. So you can see at the moment, Bitcoin is sort of toying with being out of this again. So, you know, watch this space, guys, because we are falling out of this symmetrical triangle, okay, in this bearish continuation trend against Bitcoin in the dominance. So we could be on the cusp of an alt season, okay, where Bitcoin sort of crabs, goes sideways, goes down to that 50k, corrects, you know, resets, does what it's got to do, and the alts rally and the alts run. So watch this space, guys, because Ethereum could actually kickstart that. Ethereum could get that bounce now out of that falling wedge, what we're seeing that we've just looked in the Ethereum chart, get that bounce, push on, claim some sats back against Bitcoin and carry the alts with it. And this is a very strong indication that that is about to happen, okay? So watch this space, exciting times. You can see that we have wicked down here, okay? We have wicked down and we're getting brought back up now in the dominance. But we are caught in this downtrend, okay? Every time we come back up, we're hitting our head, So this is really strong confirmation that we are looking at that alt rally, guys, okay? And potentially you could see a mini alt rally for the next couple of months, which we have been talking about in the channel numerous times in the channel, okay? And especially in the Telegram channel there, we've been covering this and been dropping this Bitcoin dominance chart in and telling people how important this is for alts to run, okay? So potentially you could see Bitcoin lose some of the dominance down to that 57%, okay, which is a 5% or just over 5% loss of dominance. It will be a fight along the way. I'm not saying it's going to go like this immediately, but you will see potentially Bitcoin sort of staggeredly lose itself in the dominance chart, leading to a big alt rally, okay? And we could see that over the next couple of months, guys. Just why Bitcoin cools off and resets, because the money has to go somewhere that's coming into the market, okay? So that's basically it for this segment of video. I'm going to make a couple more videos. I'm going to make it separately today because I want to cover them a little bit more in detail, okay? So do keep an eye out for those videos. I hope you enjoyed that videos, and let's keep our fingers crossed for this alt season, guys. It's looking quite likely. Please do smash the like button, the subscription button, and also share the video where you can on social media, and get your ass in the Telegram group because you're missing out on some really key information and important trades. And once again, thank you to everybody in there that's contributing to the community, and I'll check back soon. See you soon, guys. Bye bye.